The historic Art Deco terminal at Birmingham Airport has been saved from demolition after it was awarded Grade 2 listed status. The Elmdon terminal and control tower was opened in the 1930s to meet the growing demand for air travel.
Built in 1984, it was closed and replaced with a modern building to cope with increasing passenger numbers. I should say it's built in 1934, I think, yeah. But as it fell into disrepair, there were fears that it could be knocked down. Jane Hesketh has been to meet the campaigners who've helped save this piece of Midlands aviation history.
It's looking a little tired today, but in its heyday, Elmdon was a class act. All sleek Art Deco lines and canopies made to look like wings. It represented a glamorous era of aviation. Opened by the Duchess of Kent in 1939, there was a huge amount of interest.
The following day, the Duchess goes on to Birmingham to open the new airport that has cost well over £250,000. The rain is pouring down, and at the last moment the ceremony has to be moved from the open platform to the shelter of a balcony.
Buildings which require legal protection have to meet historic England's criteria.
A 20th century building, it really has to hit a high benchmark. So you want it to be a nice piece of architecture with which this building is. And also you want it to have some historic interest, a kind of pioneering part of air travel. Well, it's there. The other thing that's important about a 20th century building is we want it to be intact. And this building is, pretty much complete, with the control tower, which I think is on top of the building. So it's kind of an airport, you're sort of in one building.
Getting Grade 2 listed status was a huge relief for campaigners. Patty's one of 3 generations who've all worked at the airport site.
It's generated a huge amount of passion for the aviation industry, for this airport, for that building, and for everybody here who loves and lives and works for Birmingham Airport. It is iconic, it's beautiful, it's a passionate building that we love.
For many people in the West Midlands, this was their first glimpse of the aviation of the future.
I can remember all the check-in staff, and I can remember the giant scales and people's luggage and the timetables, and if I was really lucky my parents would let me take a timetable home and I could thumb through it and work out what days planes went out and where they were going to. So yeah, I find it very exciting.
The terminal stopped being used for commercial airlines in 1984. Instead, it specialised in private flights for wealthy people and VIPs. The England World Cup squad landed here recently. Chris used to work at Elmdon, and he says with a lot of money and TLC, he can see a future for it.
Hopefully, with a bit of vision, something can be done special with the building. I'd love to see it turn into a visitor centre, a few exhibits, a restaurant, a viewing area, and somewhere that will inspire a future generation.
At 79 years old, this landmark could do with a facelift, and those who are passionate about it are hoping it can have a new lease of life. Jane Hesketh, ITV News, Birmingham.